What's up?
What's going on?
We jumping into
Yeah,
it,
we
baby.
here.
Come on.
All right.
We ain't playing with y'all.
So we
Get into
starting
that rap
off with
sheet.
rap shit.
That rap sheet.
All right, you ready?
I think so.
Cool. Hopped off the stage. Walked through the crowd. Drunker than a white boy. Blowing on that loud. It's weed. Shawty said something, but the music was too loud. I told her, come here, girl. Get out this crowd. And bring your team. Come fuck with my team. Tell the waitress 4 bottles of goose and 30 wings. And now she all up on me, whispering these dirty things. Want me to make her sing, just like the birdie sings. Lip ring, tongue ring. Girl, you a freak. Winked her eye at me and said, bring Quez and Lee. Okay, cool, shouted. We gonna party round 3. And now I got her whole team screaming. Travi?
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. That one took a minute. When you said hear the birdie scream,
No
like
one.
hear the birdie sing,
I can't give you any hints
you
because
should have been like la la la.
okay. You on the right
But yeah,
direction, I think. Maybe.
so that was Travis Scott, Go Shorty.
Travis Scott?
No, Travis Porter. I was walking through the crowd and I seen her with her team. I tapped her on the shoulder and said, girl, I like them G's. I told her, go, shorty, shorty, go. Shorty,
Go.
shorty, go. Yeah, that'll get you, that'll get you bouncing something. Okay? You gonna move something to that song. Man, that's memories.
Yeah, man.
Dang, when did that come out?
2009, 10.
Okay, I'm about to say
one
it
of
has to be in
those.
high school when that was happening. Yeah. Now I got the whole club screaming Travi. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a whole vibe. Oh my goodness. I said Travis Scott.
You said Travis Scott, which, fair
I
enough.
mean before his time, but that's not even.
Way before, yeah.
Where are all of them? Like
A
Travis
few
Porter.
of them was on Wildin' Out not too long ago.
Who was another one? The
Waka's on that
Franchise
song too.
Boys.
Franchise
Waka
Boys,
Flocka.
yeah. Was the Franchise Boys at the Super? No, they weren't at the Super Bowl. I'm tripping.
Who
With Usher.
else was it? Don't give me the line, Joe.
Shit, OJ the Juice Man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gucci Man.
I'm thinking of the other
Soulja Boy.
Soldier Boy, Big Soldier, the legend. You stole my whole flow, bar for bar.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a good one. Dang,
Yep.
big foreheads,
Big foreheads.
big
facts.
foreheads back then. Big
Been-
swoop bang energy.
Yeah. Big belt.
Big belt buckle energy. There
Yeah,
was no
man.
lace fronts to be found.
Nope.
Just
Man,
good old
what the hell was
regular.
a lace front back then?
Nothing, nowhere.
Shit.
You didn't even have frontals back then.
You better put on a hat.
It was just a sew in and you'll leave out. Make sure
Pretty
it's not
much.
looking scrunchy and chewed up. Listen, hey you guys.
What's going on?
Welcome.
What's up?
We're happy to see you, okay? I think this is episode 6.
I guess.
Wet?
Episode 6.
Wet?
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of us.
That's crazy.
I'm proud of us.
Oh, and we have 10 subscribers now.
I need you to like in post just like
Well, hold on.
confetti.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I gotta. I'm in YouTube University right now. Real talk.
That's a
like,
fact.
It's crazy.
Everything we've been doing so far has been 100% us.
All the things you see and don't see
Yeah,
is
we did that. And so I'm
Yes.
so proud of us.
It's crazy.
And for you guys who've been with us, thank you. If you are hearing that scratching in the back, it's Rolo.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just real rambunctious today.
He is. I mean, the truth to the matter is that Rolo every so often is going to make an appearance.
He's gonna
in
make a
these,
guest appearance.
And we love him. So
We do.
y'all gonna have to just love him. So hush.
Now, hush. Now, like we were saying,
Y'all live here for an hour. He lives here all the time. So
Period. Okay? And at least he pays us in sweetness. What y'all paying us in, huh?
well, if we start a
Viewership.
Patreon, it depends.
Listen,
We're gonna have to talk
and
nice to
that's
them.
gonna come too. But we're
One
all
day.
over the place. For those of you who's this is your first time and you have no idea what we're talking about, this is the One Thing for Certain podcast where myself, Ali King, and my husband,
Carrick King.
we talk about all the stuff that married couples like to talk about, which is surpriser, shocker, whatever we want to talk about. So if you're into that, if you want to be our friends, and we can be friends, get to meet friends, switch and be friends, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. What song is that? I can't. It's on the top of what is that?
Is your man on the
it's fucking-
floor?
yeah.
If he ain't, yeah,
Joel
that,
Santana.
boy,
Yeah. Knew it. Yep.
his verses were actually pretty
Fire.
fire on there.
Fire.
Rollo, please. So, if you're into the madness, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Yes, sir.
Come back and hang out with the kids.
Please.
All right. Tell a friend to tell a friend,
Yeah, man.
and come on and hang out with the peeps.
Yeah, and always let us know what y'all want to talk about too. You know what I'm saying? Because
We
yeah.
here for it.
we here for it,
We
more or
wanna
less.
be in-
We're gonna filter it, but
I mean,
We here
at the
for
end
it.
of the day, we're gonna do what we want, but we want to hear from you guys too. So you know,
yeah, man.
feel free to contribute. All right, so we're
right.
gonna get this thing started with my current obsession.
Cool. You want me to go first, or you want to
I'm
take
gonna
it?
go first this time. I am.
Okay.
I am. Y'all already know what time it is.
Oh,
I
boy.
wish I could cue the dun dun dun
Oh,
dun
God.
dun 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 dun. We getting into the Game of Thrones. I done told
I hope
y'all.
this is very dense. I hope you're prepared.
It's no, because right now, really, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. So
Okay.
for those of you who don't want spoilers, who haven't seen the latest episode 3 of Game of Thrones, go ahead and fast forward about 5 minutes. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be brief. I'll see you in a
I'm
little
timing
bit.
her, so let's see.
For everybody else, buckle in. Listen, let's just cut straight to the nitty gritty, okay?
Episode 3.
Episode 3, Rhaenyra, she ran up on Alicent at the very end of the episode. We just gonna fast
With
forward.
the poker, bro.
We gonna fast forward straight on to that part.
With the poker,
okay?
they were in the sept.
They were in the Sept of
Baelor?
Baelor. She literally snuck back into her old,
Stomping grounds.
stomping grounds.
For sure.
Dressed up like a nun and walked up through there.
Yep.
She just moseyed right on in. Mind you, this is a woman who is trying to reclaim her throne that has been snatched from her by her brother, Aegon. And so she's been usurped. She's probably
Yep.
the most wanted woman in Westeros,
Facts.
right? And
Because
the
they
shorty-
blamed her for beheading that baby.
Yeah, they blamed
Yeah.
her for carving up her nephew like a brisket.
Jaehaerys, yeah. That little baby.
Jaehaerys,
Poor thing. But
Terrible.
continue.
Yeah, so she walked right up into the party. Okay,
Sure did.
Ain't had no ID check or nothing.
Once
She
again,
just
security,
strolled
trash.
in there. Boo boo. The security
3 times now.
has
The twin,
proven now.
the baby getting cut, Rhaenyra sneaking in.
Yeah,
Security's ass.
security is not security, and everybody need to get fired.
Yeah, man.
Everybody need to get fired. So she walks up into the spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Strolls up right next to the queen, mind you,
Boy,
and pulls a knife on her. She said, "I bet you won't say shit. Shut the fuck up."
that's
Shush.
crazy. I gotta
Hush."
rewatch that because it didn't make sense.
Brother?
Kind of.
Well, no, she wanted to make sure that she wouldn't scream and call in. She was like, "Here goes Alicent with one bellow." It's, girl, you ain't bellowing. I'll kill you. She's like, "Yeah,
ran
you
up on
can
her with the
scream, but I'll
poker.
definitely kill you before they get to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll be captured." She was like, "What?" Alicent said, "What did you think was going to happen? Like, you just ran up in here?" And she was like, if I scream, then what? She was like, "I mean, I will get captured, probably tortured and murdered, but you'll be dead first." So,
Yeah. And then men will just take over the thing.
yeah, mutually assured destruction usually is a pretty good way to start a conversation, right?
But it was because Rhaenyra read Alicent's note to her.
She did.
And,
She did.
I don't know if that was through the advice of
Princess Rhaenys.
Princess Rhaenys.
Princess Rhaenys, for you guys who don't know, is actually King Viserys' older cousin.
Yep.
When King Jaehaerys, the conciliator, when
Yes.
he was getting ready to die, both of his sons had already passed tragically, and so he had no heir. They had to make a decision on who was going to be his heir,
Yep.
whether it was going to be Viserys, his oldest male heir, or Princess Rhaenys, his eldest heir, period, right? He had a high council of like all of the like lords of Westeros, and they decided, and surprise, surprise, the guy won.
Yeah.
So Princess Rhaenys, is essentially, I guess, her hand.
The queen that never was, I think, is her
They call her
moniker.
the queen that never was. And so she's basically Rhaenyra's advisor.
Yep.
And when I tell you she is by far the wisest person in this entire show, except for the point where she did not kill Prince Aegon at the time.
Yes.
She should have killed him, because if she would just set fire to him,
And everyone that was
his mama
near him.
and all the friend them, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
True.
She had a golden opportunity to literally end the war before it ever started.
Yeah, but she has some cold lines in there to Rhaenyra in regards to just this whole thing being
Yeah.
a wild miscommunication, I think.
Not just
And,
a miscommunication, but
yeah.
like, she's basically like, this beef between the two of y'all has been for generations. Not generations, it's been for like literally decades now. Like, you guys have been friends since you were children, and now you all are both grown women. And this kind of tit for tat y'all have been doing has just escalated, and now the entire nation is at war. So before you just go assuming that like she's your absolute worst enemy, kind of assess what it is you truly know about Alicent and you all's friendship from the beginning. Does
Yes.
she really want you to die? Does she really want you and her kids to be fighting? Does she really want children to be slain?
Yeah.
And she said she tried to write you after Prince
Luke.
Lucerys died. She
got
wrote
ate
you
like a chicken nugget.
a chicken nugget, and she was like, I don't need to read that shit. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
whole, and her son, been on smoke since. And I ain't got nothing for that. She kept coming for my, the parentage of my kids. Like, she was Maury Povich himself. Okay, this girl really not for me. So as far as I'm concerned, she can eat rocks.
Yeah.
So after she calmed down, she actually read her letter, which is what kind of indicated to her through her letter that she really was remorseful for the death of Prince Lucerys, that she did not want that to happen at all. And so when, fast forward to her holding her at knife point, they had to have a little conversation. And Princess Rhaenyra was basically like, listen, why did you even attempt to usurp me? Like, why
Right.
are you doing this right now? You know my father wanted me to be his heir. He literally named me his heir in front of everyone, made them bend the knee. He
Had a ceremony and everything.
A ceremony. He never once denounced or supplanted me in any way, shape, or form. But all of a sudden, the night that he dies, you are the only person that hears that he changed his mind.
changed his mind, yeah.
And she looked at her in her face and she said, Rhaenyra, he changed
His mind.
his mind. I may be a lot of things, but I ain't never been a liar. And Rhaenyra really had to sit with that, because she was like, you know what, bitch?
You kind of
You
right.
right. You're not a liar. You're a bitch. But you're not a liar.
Takes one to know one.
So okay. Because let me tell you something. I was not a fan of Rhaenyra in the first season. Yuck. So she thinks about it, and it really like rests on her that, dang, my dad really may have gone back on his word. And a tear falls from her eye. And then Alicent keeps going. She was like, he said Aegon was the prince that was promised. And Rhaenyra said, wait, I beg your pardon, go back.
Right,
What
right.
did he say those words exactly? The prince that was promised? She was like, yes. She was like, he told you about the Song of Fire and Ice? Now, mind you, the Song of Fire and Ice is the tale that is literally the prophecy that is burned into the long dagger that, if you fast forward into Game of Thrones,
Correct.
is the one that essentially nearly killed Bran.
That it was John Arryn.
It was the knife that Littlefinger won, and he sent an assassin to go stab Bran in his bed while he was healing from his injury from being pushed out of the window after he saw Cersei and Jaime Lannister doing the butt and it was disgusting.
Yes.
They push him out of the window. It's that knife. It's made of Valyrian steel, and
Yep.
it has the prophecy of the Tail of Fire and Ice, which is basically that the prince that was promised, King Aegon, will be, you know,
The one that rules all.
he will be the one that rules all. He will bring the North and South together, aka Fire and Ice. Da da da. The whole plot of Game of Thrones, and that now we know is
It's based off that prophecy.
based off that prophecy, and that Jon Snow, who is actually Aegon Targaryen,
Facts.
is the prince that was promised, right? Literally 172 years in the future.
Crazy.
But the reason why it was so important that she realized the story she was talking about is because only the heirs to the Targaryen throne, only rulers pass this knowledge down.
Yes.
And so she knows that if she was talking about that story, which Alicent did not know, she just heard him say,
Yes, he was
the prince that was
in and
promised.
out of. He was dying, so
was
he was
dying,
in and
he
out
was
of. You know, his
on-
face was falling off,
slopped
slash off.
Big Two-Face energy.
Boy, yeah,
So she knew that if she was talking about that she wasn't talking about Aegon, her brother. She was talking about Aegon the Conqueror.
Correct.
Because it was a vision that Aegon the Conqueror had, and he's the one who made the dagger and passed on that dream, that prophecy, right? And so when she said that, she was like, he was talking about Aegon the Conqueror. And then you see Alicent, you see the realization set in where she was like, Aegon the Conqueror, not Aegon my son.
you're right. There's too many goddamn niggas with the same name, but
It's a
anyway.
fact. So once that realization sets in, Rhaenyra and Alicent really look at each other for the first time in literally decades. Like the first time they really locked eyes and had full understanding of one another. And Rhaenyra and like Alicent tried to get up and leave. Rhaenyra was like, "Hey, yo, wait a minute. You gotta like.
Can we stop?
Can we?
Can we end
So
this?
you know, if he wasn't talking about Aegon, are you going to pull it back? We have to stop this." And she's like, "Bitch, ain't no stopping nothing." Aegon fired my father.
Yep.
Okay.
He's gone
Your
again.
son is dead. One of my
Grandchildren is
grandchildren is dead. You know what Aemond is. You know what
You know what
Aemond's
Aemond is.
crazy one-eyed ass is.
Yep.
Okay.
dead. Aemon is the one that is currently the rider of Vhagar, the biggest dragon in the world.
And the one
alive.
who got his eye slashed, and the
Yep.
one who chomped up Prince Lucerys like a
Yep.
chicken nugget.
Like a chicken nugget.
So yeah, she was basically like, I mean, we can't unring this bell.
Yeah, man.
Well, she can't unring this bell because she started this whole thing.
Which I agree with, because the more you think about it, if they try to unring this bell together, like if they came out holding
They
hands,
just gonna kill these two.
and
They
was
just
like
gonna
la la
kill
la
these
la, they're just
bitches.
gonna kill him.
They just
and
want to
then
kill the two of
it's gonna
them.
be the war of the however many
The swinging of the
perceived-
cocks. It's just, that's all it is. The tale of the swinging of the
instead
cocks.
of the dance of what is it? The dance of
The
the
dance
dragons.
of
It's
two
gonna be the
dragons.
dancing of the
Yeah, the swinging of the penises. Yeah, there's no way it can happen. She said, "Come get it back in blood, Rhaenyra."
Yeah, man. 16 dragons, by the way, at this
Jesus
point.
Christ,
And
16 in the world.
between the two houses, between green and what is it, green and black?
Green and black. Yeah.
So it's basically, I mean, someone made a great analogy. Dragons at this time, in comparison, is like having an F-16 fighter jet in medieval times.
Wow.
That's pretty much what like having
I
a
was
dragon
gonna say
is.
a nuke.
You could use nuke.
Boom.
Nuke is a little bit more instantaneous, but like as far as like
Show.
combat and
Yeah.
you know, it's not just flamethrowing everything. It's like it's ridiculous. 16 of them things.
16
with
things
plenty of
just
eggs,
flying around,
so-
child.
There was also a hidden gem in there. So, do you remember in episode 2 where I don't know if that was episode 2 where they sent Bela away? Was it Bela they sent away or her sister?
And it was in the last episode, episode 3.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching YouTube stuff to get real deep on like the details.
Yeah.
The eggs,
Yes.
those were
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't because I
There's
was
four-
looking for
there's
them.
4 eggs.
One of them was blue.
right. 4 eggs.
Yeah.
One of them is supposed to hatch.
You a lie.
Or gets lost or whatever. Take that one out, which is probably the blue one.
You a lie. These
The
are
other
not
three
Daenerys' eggs.
are Daenerys' eggs.
Because I was looking for it. Because when I saw the eggs, I said, what would be the significance of them showing us
Nah,
these eggs?
those are
And
Daenerys'
it could be
eggs,
because
buddy.
I was sleeping when I watched it, but I was like, I see a gold one. And
green one?
And I didn't see the red one.
The red one, which is Drogon.
That's how I knew. I was like, nah, them can't be Daenerys'
No,
eggs.
those are Daenerys' eggs. They didn't hatch.
So she did it.
Oh yeah, so the plan worked. So Rhaenyra was right.
Rhaenyra said when she
Goddamn.
sent Bela away
sent
with
Bela
her
away.
with her two twins. I actually don't know what the twins' names are.
Shit, I don't know.
But she was like, if everything here is to fall, you carry the future of our house. Like, she is the insurance policy.
Yeah.
If I lose, at least Targaryens and at least there will be dragons in the world.
Yeah.
So you have like the most important job. And God bless Bela because she really feels like she's being cast away because she doesn't have a dragon.
Yeah.
And so it was
Incredible show, man.
It was an incredible episode. There was so much more to get into, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to hop, skip, jump to the most important part, which is this is all Allison's fucking fault. Can we just be fucking for real? It's her fault. It's her fault.
Yeah.
It's her fault.
Yeah.
She heard Aegon and Prince that was promised
and ran with it. Oh, over a man, her husband, who is not in his right mind. He is hopped up on milk of the poppy and
Big
in
high.
hospice care.
Yes, he's in
teetering
pain.
between life and death and telling a story.
Babbling
and all of a sudden you
nonsense.
feel as though,
That in his dying breath.
because he said Aegon. And you know that there are multiple of these
He
people.
ain't never talked about making his son king before. Never.
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 And all of a sudden,
Yo, yeah. But, you hear what you want to
your
hear.
son's a piece of shit.
But you hear what you want to hear. So
And she started a war because she heard what she wanted to hear.
blamed Rhaenyra for something that, boy, she did not do. She herself did not do.
Yeah.
Her people may have. One of, Daemon is her
Daemon.
husband, so
Yeah, it might as well be her.
it might as well be her.
No, honestly, because who does he take orders from?
So House of Dragons, man.
Yeah, that's my current
fantastic.
obsession. That was way more than 5 minutes. I know it.
Yeah, I'm a completely change the topic. My current obsession is vacationing.
Lord.
And here's what I mean by that. One of our favorite YouTubers
Yeah.
/ vloggers /
Content creator,
comedian, such and such. I'm not gonna say his name out here, but they went on a vacation more or less for a special occasion, and they brought all of their family to this beautiful place. It was in Cabo, beautiful resort, and it was just a really cool thing to see so many like black people have a black ass fun ass time.
Black as
There was
hell.
so many kids there. And when I say kids, every age from like 5 to 17, 18. Some of these kids just graduated high school. And for me, it's always been a cool like little dream of mine to have like my whole family in some cool vacation-y place.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've been on that type of vacation. So that's been my current obsession, just daydreaming about like being on a beach, not having to carry my wallet, just
Yeah.
walking with no shoes on, waking
With
up
a
in the
shirt
morning.
that billows.
A shirt that billows,
has
some
at least 10 buttons
linen,
and
taking a shower outside type
7
shit.
of them are unbuttoned. So you just billowing. You walking
Yeah.
around looking like Juandissimo.
Yeah, just, drinks and all the other stuff. So I just been thinking about that. Like I said, they went to Cabo, so like that's on the list for sure.
Yeah.
We potentially have like a huge vacation coming up in
Damn right.
December. Won't say where we're going, but that's what all I've been thinking about lately. I ain't gonna hold you. Just
Man, I
somewhere
want to be half
hopped
naked on
up
somebody's beach, child.
Yeah, just hopped up on
Mama ready to
Margarita
have
show.
the cheeks at.
Cheeks.
Had the cheeks at,
But yeah, man.
Walk around with the long braids, longer than this, the mermaid johns.
How long are those actual names of?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's just like not Lascaldis braids.
Not okay, got you.
So
Yeah, man.
I'm here for
Current
that.
obsession, man.
I'm not.
Wishing and dreaming, hoping.
Yeah, I want to go
saving.
on vacation too, like bad. Like I just want to be in.
Easiest way to
very
get me to
warm.
spend money is to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna care. Them they had kids on. They had like
Yeah.
14 kids, I think, and they had got the bill for their lunch for 14 kids. It was like $500. I was like, pay it, these are growing kids that ate enough and got full and got the bill and it was $500. I said, pay the bill. It's 14 kids. Anyway.
Nah. Throw that shit up.
Yeah, man.
How y'all eating $500 worth of food?
It's 14 of them.
Y'all couldn't go from the free menu?
Bro, for a dinner of 2 is 50 off top.
I'm not going to be excited
100.
about being on vacation and getting a $500 bill.
For kids, man, you know I love the kids.
Well,
man.
then, if you paying it, then that's fine.
Shout out to vacationing. I'm sure y'all let us know what places y'all be vacationing
Let us
at. You
know
know what I'm
where
saying?
y'all
And
wanna
don't
go
say
for
Tulum
vacation.
because everyone's in Tulum. I love Tulum, but we
Why you came for people's heads like that?
no, because it's getting out of hand.
Why?
Because they done made Tulum a crazy, like,
So Tulum's the new Cancun?
I wouldn't say, well, it just seems extremely popular now.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all of y'all that may be going on vacation and stuff like
Go
that.
to Tulum, child. Don't let him make you feel bad. Go on over to Tulum. Have you a good time. Okay? So we got Are We in Like or Love?
Yeah.
All right. What you got for us?
All right. So this week is me. I chose Are We in Like or Love? Bow Wow put out a freestyle X amount of days ago because I don't know when you're listening to this. If you type in Bow Wow in YouTube, it'll be the first thing that pops up because all respect to Bow Wow, there isn't a lot of music. So it's literally new music anyway. So it's literally the first thing that pops up. It's the Bowward Wowward freestyle.
Bowward Wowward.
Yeah, man. And he got his little, I don't know what those mics are called, those classic mics.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a chair. Sometimes he gets up from the chair. And he's just rapping. But what he's rapping
Looking
about...
like an extra off of Straight Outta Compton. Bruh, this
He got on
Dickies
his chucks.
jumpsuit with his jumpsuit with his chucks.
He got on his ATL hat, even though he's from Cleveland. But
He's from Cleveland, reps ATL, and is dressing like he's from
from
LA,
LA. Yeah.
like he's from
Hey,
South
man.
Central.
Listen, the point is...
Go off.
It was a freestyle chronologically... Chronologizing, thank you, his career, starting from 5 or 6 and going all the way up into his 30s to now. And I thought it was dope. I wasn't expecting it to be. I love it. I thought it was pretty cool because the bars were there. Yeah, the bars were there. I don't normally expect Bow Wow to rap. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the man was like, oh my God, this is some of the best bars I ever heard. But coming from Bow Wow, randomly,
I'm sorry.
I enjoyed it.
Are you grading him on a curve?
Yeah.
You're grading him on a curve.
You have to grade Bow Wow. Bow Wow might be the one rapper that you have to grade on a curve, I think.
Why?
Because he was a rapper since he was 6. He's been a rapper since he was 6 years old.
Okay.
And the type of music that he's made thus far have all not necessarily been, yes, he's in hip hop, and he touches R&B when he does collaborations, whether it's with Chris Brown or Omarion or whoever, but he's a rapper that isn't necessarily respected as a lyricist.
No.
We've never thought of him as a lyricist.
No.
So to have him tell a story about his own career in a way that to me didn't come off as corny because he was attempting to rap in this, I thought it was dope for what Bow Wow, especially because again, we don't ever hear nothing from Bow Wow in terms of new shit.
Yeah.
And it was about him. And it was all the truth. That was another thing that I thought was you can't dispute the things he was saying. He did kiss Tyra Banks on 106 in Park. That did happen. He did get signed at 6. He was signed to Death Row. These are things that actually are true.
So because he was able to rap his Wikipedia page, all of a sudden it's supposed to be good.
Listen, this is one of those things where you're not going to... Again, Bow Wow is one of those people, one of those rappers that I think gets he gets thrown a little bit underestimated a bit in terms of his career because he's been a part of our lives for most of our lives, and we see him as a kid rapper.
Yeah,
we don't take, and sometimes we don't take him serious. So for what he did, it's dope. I'm with it.
So you love it.
I love it for him. I love that. It's dope.
I love that for you, bro.
Yeah, man.
I love that for you,
I respect it.
I
You just
I
listened to it
I
before we
just listened
started.
to it. I like it.
Cool.
I don't love it. I like it. He's gonna grade Bow Wow on a curve. If we're grading him on the curve, then he can't get any more than a like. For me,
That's
if we're
not a bad
talking,
point.
if we're talking about rappers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we're going to call Bow Wow a rapper, we have to grade him the same way we would grade any other rapper.
Would you
Now,
grade
I
Chingy
would
that way?
no.
Right.
I would excuse me. I would judge Chingy that way, but I don't believe Chingy to be like a rapper. I would never put Chingy and Cassidy in the same category.
Would you put Cassidy and Bow in the same category?
No, they would never
Exactly.
be in the same category. What I'm saying, and what I mean by category, I mean like tier
Right.
rapper. But I'm going to judge him the same way I would judge a rapper. Now, I wouldn't expect much from Chingy, right? I wouldn't expect much from him. I don't expect much from Bow Wow. So if I'm grading it on based off what I expect from him, it's just a like.
Cool.
I just like it.
Cool.
You're never going to get a love out of me for Bow Wow unless we're talking about the bangers he had in the past. I think
Bangers, man.
the biggest thing that I think Bow Wow gets caught up in is honestly in the thing that a lot of people who make the transition from doing something in childhood and doing it in
difficult.
adulthood, it is incredibly difficult to burst out of that like stratosphere.
Tell you the truth, I'm not sure who's done it better than him in rap. I can think of a few people who's done it.
Better in like Michael Jackson
yeah,
is the
come on
greatest
now.
example of someone who was able to make that transition,
Come
and it
on
wasn't easy. Him
It
leaving
wasn't.
the Jackson 5 and like making a name for himself.
But
Now
before
everybody
Off the
knew
Wall,
he
it
was the
was
star.
difficult.
But
Yeah.
it took a couple of tries for it to get like before we got to Thriller, there was a couple of songs
sure.
before then. So anyway, it can only be a like for me. There was a couple of things in there where you were like, oh, it wasn't that corny. I don't know. To me, anytime that a man in particular talks about like some type of version of his like notoriety or like swagger being elevated because of who he dealt with in the past, that shit is corny to me. When he was like, by 21, I had Sierra living with me.
That's true.
And now
Fair
she's
enough.
married to someone who makes so much more money than you, Bow Wow, and is so much taller. He still has all of his hairline. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a dad bod, Like,
Come on, man.
I'm
He's
just saying,
he's an
if you're-
athlete.
Yes, absolutely. So keep my name out of your short ass mouth. Okay? Like, miss me with that. By 21, I had Sierra living with me. Okay? Like, so. And then him talking about kissing Tyra
Fair
Banks.
enough.
Like, all right.
Nah, but we're not going to we can't speed past that. That was a moment in time.
It was a moment in time.
Everyone lost their shit.
Cool.
Okay.
It was a viral moment. Cool. Fine. But like,
And
to
he was
me,
Mr. 106 in part. We got to give him credit for
But I
how
would
we love
rather
a show
him
so
talk
much.
more about his accolades in that space than him talking about who he kissed or who he was living with. But that's just me. That's just me. I just think dudes talking about women that they dealt with is corny. But yeah, so for Bow Wow, for me, it's just a like.
That's cool.
It was cute. He had his little Drake flow going.
Oh, God.
When the very first line where he was like, I'm from the O, blah, blah, blah. It was tough for me and LeBron to get out. I said, LeBron.
Okay, that was funny too.
Y'all were friends? You and Bronny was just like, yeah, bro, we got to get up out of here.
Well,
What
don't say
are you-
Bronny because Bronny is...
Excuse me, LeBron.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here. At 6, you and LeBron was
Cleveland.
were strategizing
you
on how
LeBron
to
and Steve
get out
Harvey.
of there. Be for real, Bow Wow. So there was a couple of corny moments, and I was just like, yes, but we are talking about Bowward Woward.
Shout out to the freestyle.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
All right, man. I have a One's Gotta Go.
Let's hear it.
And so what it is, all right, One's Gotta Go. Your physical appearance, your internal health, financial security, safety of your family. I'll read it one more time. One's Gotta Go. Your physical appearance.
Okay.
Your internal health. Financial security. Safety of your family.
Yeah, it might have to be the safety of my family.
It's gotta go.
Yeah, and that's going to sound, let me explain. For those of y'all who are sitting
Ooh.
there like, what? Number one,
Yeah.
let's just go in order. I'm not being ugly for nobody.
Yep, there you go.
I'm not. I'm not being ugly for
Because
nobody.
you are vain.
I am vain.
Yeah.
I care about my personal appearance. That's not a secret.
Fair enough.
I've seen how hard life is for ugly people.
Not if you're rich.
That one of those things was not richness.
Yes,
It was financial security.
Yeah.
That doesn't equal rich. Like,
But financial security is your security and your financials to you. So however you want that to be.
I don't need to be rich. Like, to me, financial security, like I just said, does not equal rich. It means that I have options. It means that if I want to stop working, I can stop working. It means if I want to continue to work, I can. And if I want to diversify my investments or acquire more assets or sell more assets, I can. And my overall standard of living will not suffer based off of the financial decisions that I make because I set myself up for that.
Right.
I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving that up. My internal health, not giving that up at all.
Oh, hell no.
And so
I'll tell you that for free.
the two that I would honestly be picking between is my physical appearance and the safety of my family. I'm going to give it up to God.
The safety of your
The
family?
safety of my family is always like in flux, you know what I mean? Like, if one of those things had to
Boy, I know
now,
that.
unless you're telling me that the physical like safety of my family will be, they will never be safe. Like, they actually live a heightened sense of danger now at all times. Then I would change my answer, obviously. But when you say to me, the security of my family, is like, well, how much more secure can they get?
The safety of your family.
The safety of my family. Like, safety is not something that's guaranteed to anyone. I don't care how rich you are.
But you could guarantee it with choosing it. I think that's the point, right?
I guess.
Like, whatever you don't choose to let go is you keep. That's kind of the name of the game,
So
I
it
think.
basically means no one in my family would ever be harmed by external like no weapon formed against us shall prosper type
shit.
energy.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Big shield around the...
I love that for us. I also kind of already believe that to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how I'll take it. Like, no
Fair
weapon
enough.
formed against us shall prosper. I believe that now.
Okay.
Because I'm covered in the blood. Hallelujah. And
Jedidibo
so,
she.
yeah, I guess the one that would have to go is that one. Because God got me.
Okay. For me, I'm going to say my physical appearance.
No.
Because I feel like with the caveat of I can't be fat. I'm just going to call that out there. I can't be, because physical appearance is a part of that, right?
It is.
So that doesn't mean that I just blow
do you
up
turn into a whale?
You know, I'm 5'6"
Yeah.
on every day. I'm not even going to say on a good day. I'm 5'6", right? Just going to call it like how it is. Y'all don't have to guess how tall do you think nope. I'm 5'6", right? So
Here.
I'm not finna blow up to
The same-
250 pounds,
The
fam.
same way I'm not about to be ugly for nobody, you're not about to be fat for nobody.
Nah.
I understand
So,
that. That's fine.
but that's the only caveat. Outside of that, whatever. Because I feel like
But you
my
don't
physical
understand- what if-
appearance.
and we're assuming that physical appearance means that you get uglier.
We're also, yeah.
What if you get cuter?
Well, you got to let go of your physical appearance.
Yeah,
So
one's
whatever
gotta
happens,
go.
happens. You know what I'm saying? It could teeter in that direction. It probably
You
won't.
can get cuter.
It probably won't teeter in
Yeah,
that
if we're
direction.
talking about losing something, then yeah.
And
you'll
physical
probably-
appearance could also
So
mean...
what if we talking about the same thing that happened to Prince Viserys? Your whole face starts to slop off.
Or even you just get one
'Cause-
big ass mole, like right here.
Father God,
You see what I'm saying? And you can't get rid of it. That happens to people sometimes. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't like that.
I don't like it, but in comparison,
Like, ask your spouse.
if that means my internal
What if
health
all
is
your teeth
good,
fall out, babe?
see that okay. Second
Nah,
exception.
see, now you're
that
making
can't happen.
exceptions, nigga. You don't get to make exceptions.
Yes,
It
you
says
do.
one's gotta go.
Nah, bro. I'm
So
not
we
being
get
big.
to do whatever we get to do. You gonna be fat and toothless, homie? What's up?
That don't even make sense. How
Why
am I
don't?
eating? How am
Why
I eating?
don't?
How am I fat and I'm toothless?
I guess you
Am I
with your
just
financial
drinking Burger
security,
King?
you just gonna have to get some veneers, nigga.
Nah, bro. Yeah, 100%. And if you financially secure,
What if you
You can
get
change your
alopecias?
physical appearance.
What if you
I'm
get
bald.
alopecia, but all your beard gone? What if your eyebrows leave?
Like I
You
said,
will literally look like a seal.
don't nobody got to see me if I'm financially secure.
Babe,
I'm
nobody
finna
will
live.
see you if you financially secure. If
That's
you turn
fine.
into a giant seal, I'm not dealing with
I
you.
tell you, well, hey, the safety of my family. You know what I'm saying?
What family we left you?
You
'Cause
gonna leave me
you look
because
like
I
a seal.
So because I look, wow, this is what we're doing, guys. This is, you see what's happening, right? Because I so hold on. I have guaranteed our safety. I have guaranteed our financial security, and I've guaranteed that I am a healthy man. And you gonna leave me because I look different?
Not different, babe.
It is different.
Ugly.
Whatever, man.
Ugly.
Whatever, man. I'm choosing physical appearance, man.
Dang,
To go.
that's kinda
You know what I'm saying?
wild.
However it go, it go. But give me my coins.
You speaking from a place of privilege because you ain't never been ugly.
I don't know. I've been ugly to
Somebody,
a
but
lot
like
of people.
objectively unattractive is different. It's a different type of time.
I don't know. And at the same time,
Because people who
regardless
ugly
of,
know they're ugly.
yeah, but regardless of how you look, there's somebody for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I won't be for
Ugly
you.
people
if
be
you tryna
bagging people.
ugly.
They do.
You quiet, babe. You can't be quiet and ugly.
Like I said,
Who you
ugly
gonna
people.
bag? Looking like a seal,
I
quiet and
don't need
ugly.
to. I don't need to bag nobody because I'm financially secure.
You gonna be sad.
I'm not, because I got the safety of my family. I don't know how you how you spending this, and I'm healthy.
Your mom gonna be like, "What happened, Carrot?
You like your house, right?
What
Shut
my house
up.
got to do with how you looking? You
A
gotta
lot,
take care
actually,
of yourself.
a whole lot. I
Nobody
made a
knows
big
the
sacrifice.
you made. No one knows. They just think you let yourself go.
You know what I'm saying? I just talked about vacationing. We can vacation now
Ain't
because
nobody
I'm
gonna want a
financially
vacation
secure.
with you. You gonna have to be covered in sunscreen. What
Oh
if-
yeah, you think they not gonna want a vacation to me until I pull up on with this yacht?
Okay. You are
You gonna
so
get your?
funny.
I'm just saying. I pull up with this yacht. All of a sudden, I'm not that ugly no more, huh? All of a sudden, this mole on my face don't mean much because we all got nice shades and matching pajamas and shit in Cabo.
Mind you, I did not say that.
Let's move on.
I did not say I would give up the financial security part. I'm gonna be cute and rich.
I know that. I know. I knew he was gonna pick that one though.
Of course.
I knew he was gonna do
I'm
that.
not playing with nobody. Not if I won't try nobody. All right, what's
Man,
what's next? The am I tripping? We always say am I wilding?
oh, you don't want to do member one, or you don't have one for this week?
Nah.
Okay. I was workshopping one in my head, but I don't think it's
You were workshopping a member when?
a little bit.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it go.
No, because it's
Why
not. It's not. It's not polished yet.
It's
You
not
might say something
polished?
crazy. Okay.
Whisper it to me.
Here we go.
Text it to me.
Do you remember when you had like your first physical fight? Your first
The first time that I got
physical
to tussling.
Yeah, that you got to tussling, whether that was
very
in your
first
big
time I
age
ever-
or in your young age.
God, no.
Usually,
First time I ever got into a fight.
first time you got into a fight.
I think the first time I ever got into like a fight, and it really wasn't a fight, but I think it was with my cousin, my boy cousin. He I was riding my bike. I was riding my bike in front of my uncle's house, and he wanted to ride the bike, and I told him no because it's my bike. And so I'm driving past him back and forth because like I said, my parents didn't let me go down the street and around the corner. I better be able to look outside the window and see your ass. So I was just going from house to house back and forth riding my bike, and he went to grab my handlebars to like basically knock me off the bike so he can ride it because he didn't have his own bike to ride. And so I was pissed off because he knocked me off of my bike, and I got up and I pushed him. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And so he pushed me back, and I was like, you gonna hit me? And that's when I just started swinging.
What age is this?
I had to be maybe like 12.
Okay.
Fist was flying, and he was doing a pretty good job of like dodging them because I didn't have any form. I was just like, and my parents like heard the kerfuffleage
Oh, your
happening.
dad came out with the smoke.
No,
I'm
he
sure.
came out and watched.
Oh.
And because he was never one to like interrupt a squabble between two young
That's
kids.
funny.
He's get it out. Yeah, stick a move. Roll the shoulder.
Put your hip into
Put
it.
your hip into it. You gotta from the floor, twist. So yeah, I think they ended the fight when I literally tried to like kick him in the face. Like I was like, "Ah!" I was spazzing out. And yeah, my uncle and my dad finally broke it up and was like, all right, calm down. He was just so annoying. I could not stand him. Pissed me off. He never did that shit again.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, that was my first fight. All
be
the
honest,
other ones were silly.
I'm really trying to go back. I'm so technical. I'm really trying to go back to my first.
Just go back
fight.
to the first one you remember. Because if you can't remember your first fight, I mean.
Well, and I mean, there's two that I remember. Technically, one wasn't a one-on-one fight.
Oh, dang. You got jumped?
I have been jumped a few times actually. Shout out to
I got stomped out in front of my mama.
living in the Bronx in the early 2000s.
You was a badass little kid.
I was
child.
not actually, far from it. Every fight I've ever been in, I've been scared, but
That don't mean you wasn't bad.
yeah, and I also got jumped into stuff too, which was not cool. So my friend, the first one was elementary school. Elementary school. It's probably like fourth grade. I was talking to a young lady who I had a crush on, but when you're in the fourth grade, everyone has crushes on the same girl.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This one kid in particular, who I ended up being really close friends with, we were just like Goku and Vegeta, just rivals, fam. Like
Who
we
was
were
Goku?
rivals. Huh?
Who was Goku?
I'm definitely Goku
Okay.
in this situation.
Come on, Goku. So who was your Chi-Chi?
Well, we're not going to go into all that, babe. I'm not.
You don't got to say her name. It was
I
just
remember her name, but I'm not reading.
Okay, fine.
But,
So this girl.
But yeah. So I'm talking to her. It's recess time. We're running around the recess area, which is all concrete, by the way, not safe. But not safe at all. And I'm talking to her. I'm starting to get what I assume.
You're getting positive feedback.
I'm getting positive feedback.
Yeah.
He sees this from wherever the fuck he is.
He hating.
So he approaches me and he starts, I had issues with, I wasn't the best like person to make fun of because I would get mad real quick. I used to throw temper tantrums too. So, and people used to say weird shit like, you ain't got no dad. Like it's bad. You know what I'm saying? These kids was terrible. Right? Right? It's a true story. And so he came up.
To look at another child and say, you ain't got no daddy is crazy.
crazy.
You want to get punched in your face, yo.
Yeah.
Why would you say that to another human being?
Yeah. And so
Kids
long
are wild,
long
bro.
story short, he pushes me. I push him back.
Wait, what did he say to you?
He started making fun of me. And then there was, not because of the dad thing, but like, again, unfortunately, it was real easy to get a rise out of me by way of making fun of me.
Yeah.
And he would do it in front of people.
Oh, he was embarrassing you.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, I wouldn't necessarily call him a bully. I feel like we were equals.
He was just teasing you.
He was just teasing the shit. He was
Yeah.
teasing the shit out of me.
Oh,
He was teasing the shit out of me. Mind you, I'm coming off.
He was like, yeah, nigga, with your beard.
yeah,
And
nah,
your deep
fourth
voice on.
grade. Yeah, so
And your nice ass teeth,
I mean,
nigga.
I think back then I had like Payless shoes, and we all was wearing uniform and shit like that. So I think he made fun of my shoes, and then he was making fun of my shirt being wrinkly, and then he was making, just weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
and so
I don't
you
have.
pushed him?
Nah, he pushed me first. I don't know
Dang,
how
he
you ended.
really wanted
Yeah.
the smoke.
Well, he saw that I was getting progress, fam, from Shorty.
He ain't like that.
He didn't like it. So he pushed me, push him back. We get to tussling. And when he pushed me first, my body went cold. Like, I was scared. I was like, oh, shit. But I pushed him back. Because as much as we used to get into it in class and stuff, and he also used to throw temper tantrums too. That's what's funny. We actually had a lot in common.
Y'all were just kindred,
Yeah, we
badass kids.
Yeah. So long story short, I don't remember who won the fight, and I'm not saying that like whatever. I genuinely don't remember. But that was my first. That was my first fight. I remember like even the act of like going to punch. I was like shaking. I was like, yo. I was like, why is this happening
Why
to
am I
me?
hitting somebody?
I just wasn't prepared, fam. I wanted to come out here play kickball. Happened to see Shorty moseyed over there.
And now I'm in a fight.
It was a good fucking day. I thought it was gonna be a good day today. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I got an extra milk.
Things were going. You got that.
Yo, I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Today was a good day.
Word. It's like we having field day, kickball about to pop off, and all of a sudden,
I'm getting attacked.
I'm getting attacked, yo.
And now I'm throwing a fist.
Yeah. And you would think they'd be like, oh, when boys tussle, they become friends. Again, we weren't friends, but we were, looking back at it, we were friends. We just had way too much in common and liked the same girl, and we were both in the lead in terms of trying to get the girl, and it was just, so.
Who ended up getting her in the end? No one.
We both had her for a moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Like, she had her shit together.
Did she?
Yes. She would, 1 minute, oh shit, we holding hands. The next minute, nah.
Now you don't exist.
Nope. On to the next one.
Hi, Ashley.
No, don't exist. Mad at you right now.
Don't know why.
Going this way. I said, God damn, how do I get back? Yeah.
That girl had you going through
it. Man, not just me, but I couldn't think about anything else. So
shout out to her.
Shout out to her, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Go Chi Chi.
Go Chi Chi.
Go Chi Chi.
Go Chi Chi. So, yeah, man. Let us know what y'all first fight was. I have a whole bunch of fight stories that are not all great. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've lost a lot of fights. Yeah, I've lost a few fights.
You've been in a few fights.
I've been in a few fights. I lost a fight to the same person twice in high school. Like,
well, you tried, and then
I've lost a fight in front of a bunch of people. Like, a bunch of people. You remember in high school they had trailers. Tried to fight this dude at the trailer. I lost my chain. I had a chain on. I lost my chain. It was in front of my girl at the time. Like, it was.
He beat you up.
He didn't actually beat me up. I just never hit him. Tried to, didn't happen. Best friend was there too. He came out the other trailer. He said, "Yo, what the?" Came out the other trailer. I was like, "Yo,
what's going on? Not my guy."
Shout out to my best friend.
Your guy.
Yeah, man.
He's on the floor. Yikes, babe.
Yeah, man.
Glad you got that out of your system.
Hey, man. Here's what it is. All right, so we got Am I Tripping? So we got some cards here.
I can't watch you lose a fight, though. I'm going to have to come out and shoot somebody.
I mean,
we're not going for that.
It happens, man.
You're not just going to beat up on my husband.
Hey, man.
Someone's got to die.
All right. Am I tripping? My spouse always claims that they did not say things I know for a fact they said during arguments.
Oh, God.
So I started secretly recording them as proof that I am not making things up. Am I tripping?
That's an interesting one. You want to know why? Because my very first gut reaction was, you're tripping. That's such a incredible, like, violation and petty way to go about, I guess, articulating yourself. I don't like the act of right fighting in arguments. And I think that happens a lot because...
Define right fighting.
I believe right fighting to be, no matter what the point of the situation is, you just want to prove to the other person that you were correct. That either what you were saying was more factually sound or what you were recollecting was more accurate. Now, I do understand that if we are talking about a specific issue that you have a problem with or that the grievance has, come out of, that being specific and being clear about what the issue is important. But when you are willing to forego the validity of emotions for the accuracy of like a point, then to me that's right fighting, right? Like, for example, if I'm going to have an argument with you about how what you said during a friend's get together made me feel, when I tell you what it is that you said, and you're like, well, I didn't say that, I technically said this. And what I meant by that was, and it's like, you are completely missing the point. I'm talking about how you made me feel in that moment based off of your statement. And you're trying to argue with me over the semantics of which article you used and which tense it was in. That is going to piss me off. Don't minimize my emotions and my feelings in that situation because you want to be technical. So my initial reaction was that you're tripping because that's not a good way to go. That's a really toxic way to go about an argument. However, the person in this scenario says that their spouse like always says that they never remember what the real argument is about.
Well, not even to remember. They claim that they did not
say that they didn't say certain things. Like, for instance, if you said that I looked haggard because of a specific shade of foundation I decided to use, and I remember haggard because that's the thing that made me feel bad, and you go, well, I didn't say haggard. I said you didn't look your best. And I'm like, no. You said haggard. Like, nah, I didn't say that. That's gaslighting. Now you're trying to make me feel crazy because of, you doing the right fighting thing. So if you have to record the conversation just to put them back in your face, like, you always do this. No, I don't. Don't you?
Yeah.
Pull it up. But to me, if you have to do that in a relationship, y'all are in a bad place. If you have to go as far as to record your spouse during arguments in order to reveal to them a habit that they have in your arguments, I think you're already in a bad situation.
Yeah, but it's not a situation that can't be fixed. And I think the actual fix is to do that. Because sometimes you have to show people what they're doing in order for them to realize, oh shit, I am doing that. Like, and especially in arguments, because I actually do understand this idea of like having to, I deal with it at work sometimes where I say, hey, this is not right.
Yeah.
Like, I've been talking about this for a while. We have to fix this. And someone will turn around to me and say, how many times has this actually happened? Give me examples for how many times this actually happened. And it's like, why don't you just trust me like what I'm telling you? Like, I try to take, if you tell me something I said was disrespectful to you or hurt your feelings, even if I can't recollect it, if there's enough context clues for you to pinpoint, like, okay, well, it was at this party, and I can be honest with myself and say, well, was I drinking at this party? Was I high at this party? Did I blurt out something? Do I have a tendency to blurt things out?
Yeah.
You can deduce that the chances are pretty high I may have said something that could have hurt your feelings or slipped.
But that requires a lot of self-awareness. For people who don't have that self-awareness.
Well, yeah, but that means that you need to be more honest, and if you can't do that, hearing yourself will make you do that. And if hearing yourself on recording saying something like that doesn't do it, then you're in a bad place. Like, if that doesn't register, like, if you shouldn't have to do this more than one time, is what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to record someone and show them, hey, you're being a dick.
Okay.
And they go, when have I? And you press play and you hear them, they can hear themselves being an asshole.
Yeah.
From that point, if they go, I was just kidding, you gotta leave. You gotta leave at that point.
I just feel like to me, if the thought in my mind came up to say, I'm going to record us having an argument because you literally always do this shit.
No. Not have an argument. Not to cut you off, but I want to be. It's not that you are recording and
No, that's what it says on the card. It says so you start recording your arguments.
my spouse always claims that they did not say things I know for a fact they said during our
During an
arguments. Okay,
argument.
I thought it was like the thing that starts an argument. Fair enough.
No,
Sorry.
so during an argument, they always claim they don't say certain things, which could very well be nasty, right?
Yeah.
Nasty things that they say, and they're like, oh, I never said that. The reason why I said you're in a really bad place is because if this is something that happens habitually, what do you need to make them aware of it for? You understand what I'm saying? If I'm telling you as your spouse, you always call me out of my name whenever we're in an argument. You literally always call me out of my name, and I hate that crap. Like, if you tell me, no, I never did that, I don't need to prove to you that you did that. I know how it makes me feel. I am the one who's receiving the assault or the verbal accosting. Like, I don't need to prove that shit to you. I'm done. Like, I'm not going to get into a back and forth with you to make you believe how much of a piece of shit you are. I feel the shittiness. I don't need to prove that to you. So I'm not recording nobody.
Yeah, but
if I got to go back and forth with you several times about some ugly stuff that you say to me during arguments because you're in the heat of the moment, you say it all the time. Just because you mad doesn't give you the right to just say whatever you want to say.
I don't get
and
it,
people do
man.
that
People
kind of
do
crap
that shit all the
time. You will let your tongue fly free and you're like, well, I was just mad. The fact that you can fix your mouth to speak to me in that way, just because you were upset, nah, B, that's not something that I don't need to record you to hear you calling me everything but a child of God in order for me to get up out of here. I'm not doing all that. I'm out. That's why I say, for me, you're in a really bad place if you have to find yourself collecting quantitative evidence of someone doing something that you know they do all the time.
Yeah, but this may sound a little misogynistic.
Well,
but true or false, aren't women kind of known to keep receipts?
no. For one, I don't think that's misogynistic. That's something that women brag about on a regular basis.
I'm just trying to make sure that, you know what
I'm saying is that I don't think that this card or this scenario is very unique whatsoever. I think that there are plenty of people who conduct this type of behavior in their relationship because they're trying to be a right fighter, and they're in relationships in which they feel as though they have to convince the other person of some type of grievance that they've had against them. Like, I don't need to convince you that you stabbed me. I'm going to just either stab you back or dip. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, and I don't want to be in a situation where I'm in a relationship where we're stabbing each other whenever we argue. I don't like that.
Well, I want to give the person the opportunity. Like, if you say that I don't remember or I never did this thing, I would rather give that person the proof that they did and see what they do after that. Because once it's in your face, you have a decision to make. And based on that decision will determine, because now it's not he say, she say shit.
Yeah.
Which I hate in arguments.
Yeah.
It's like, once you get to that point where it's like, okay, you did this to me, and you're like, I didn't though. And I'm like, okay, like, what do you mean you didn't? I just told you this is how I felt about it. And you go, not you, but like, you go, but that's not what I meant. So now it's changed from I didn't do it at all to that's not how I meant. That's not how I meant it. And I'm like,
who did that shit all the time? You remember in Love Is Blind, freaking Chelsea and Jimmy?
Oh, the crazy girl?
The shorty with the long face.
The
who
most
said
recent
that she
one?
would like Megan Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. She used to do that shit all the times. And I would be like, are they going to play this back? Like, I hope he goes back and watches this show and realize how often she completely changed facts. You
can't heal what you don't believe or see. If you cannot hear, some people really cannot hear themselves when they talk.
They really can't.
And so
they just
if you can turn that's why these reality shows are hilarious. And reunions are hilarious because
they be like, run the tape.
Run the effing tape. There's 100 cameras on this island in this house.
Doing this in every angle, bro.
So I would rather, and it's just the natural curiosity in me. If I were to say something and then be like, oh damn, because to arguing is difficult enough. But to have to essentially walk into this argument like it's a courtroom and you're a lawyer with a briefcase that better have evidence in it, that's annoying.
I don't like that at all.
But if you do have that and you can present it to someone, especially if it's someone that you care about and you don't want to just up and leave,
Yeah.
and you just want to see what I want to know what you're going to do.
What you gonna do now?
Once you realize that this is indeed true.
Are you going to admit that you were wrong and apologize or not? Because that's obviously going to be indicative of
That
like the health
that allows
of the
me to
relationship
make a
as well.
way more
Like
complete
informed
decision.
Yeah.
And a decision that doesn't have any kind of like regret in it or anything, because
Okay.
once you see it, it's like, oh, so you are this person. Cool.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I get that. I get that.
Because someone can see that shit and go, you really, they'll go, so you recording me?
Oh yeah, of course they're gonna do that. Are you dumb? Yes.
Seriously?
The first thing they're gonna do is say, "Oh, so you recording me now?"
That's what you're focused on?
And because I know that's what that type of person would say. Anybody who's going to deny something that they do habitually in an argument over and over again, so much so that you feel the need to record them, already gaslights you. So you recording
also
them
true.
and showing it to them, guess what they're going to do in that moment? What they've been doing in every other moment like this, gaslight you, because that shit works.
There's a high chance of that, but there's also a chance of them to go, oh my gosh.
And you know what? If you
My bad.
care about the relationship enough to say, I want to see whether or not they are capable of acknowledging their wrongs and changing, then all power to you, truly. I think for me, I stick very closely to that Maya Angelou quote, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Like, if you show me that you did this not once, not twice, not thrice, 4, 5, 6, 5 plus 5, like, I'm not, goodbye. I don't have to record shit. I was there. I lived it. Like, so
yeah, man.
that's wild. Listen, tell us if you think they
Is-
tripping.
are they tripping?
Are they tripping? You recording situations or not?
So I think, I say they're not tripping at all. I think you should do that shit and see what they say. You say what?
I guess I say, like, in my argument, I say that they're tripping because you should just leave that situation. There's no need
If it comes to that
record nothing.
point.
If it comes to that, you already know your answer, love. If you got to sit up there and set up a...
That's funny as hell.
So what was that thing that you said? Leave. Leave. Don't do that. You tripping. Just go. Just take your bags and leave, babe. Seriously. Because you can't... Don't let me catch you setting up a camera.
I mean, it could just be audio.
Look
You
at
could just put the
yourself.
phone in your pocket and listen to it.
Come on, yo. Don't do that. But, yeah.
Yeah, man. Did we do it?
We did it.
I think we did it.
You guys, if you're still with us, thank you. We appreciate you stopping
Yes,
through
sir.
and hanging out with the kids, okay? No matter where you go after this, make sure you go with God.
Go with God, please.
Go with them, okay? It's one thing for certain podcasts. Bye.
Deuces.